Go Mouse Scouts, episode 109.
You're listening to Go Mouse Scouts, where we're dedicated to helping you and your kids have a great time at the Disney parks, whether you're just starting out or...
Oh, am I supposed to say something now? A seasoned pro. Uh-huh, yeah.
You're killing me, Smalls. My name is Kris.
You're killing yourself. You're the one who screwed up the first time.
Oi.
And I'm Megan.
All right. Well, you know what kind of show this is going to be, don't you? All right. Well, we have a fun episode for you guys this week. We're going to talk about doing the Disney parks shows with kids. Kind of how to navigate that, I guess, because, when you're going to bring kids into shows, you're also bringing little ticking time bombs. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, let's jump right in. I think first off, we should kind of describe some of the different shows that you'll find at Disneyland.
Well, we've got the stage shows, and this would be like the Frozen show over at California Adventure, or Mickey's Magical Map over in Fantasyland at Disneyland. You've got your parades, your fireworks, and you've also got your smaller, shows that just sort of take place somewhere on a street. And
yeah, so they appear like out of the ground or something. I don't know. They just like materialize, and all of a sudden there's a show.
Yep.
So, but so we're gonna kind of talk about what to do with your kids, kind of thing. So, for some of these shows, especially like the Frozen live show, you're going to be waiting outside before you go actually get into the theater. And they separate you into different groups and stuff, whether you're going to be like in the front orchestra area, or like the mezzanine, or whatever those fancy words are for places you sit in the theater. And so, what are some of the things you can do with the kids while you're waiting in line for that, I guess?
Well, it's the same stuff that we've covered before, as far as, waiting in line with the kids.
Right.
Play games, play I Spy. There's apps on your phone that are games that, for your older kids that can read and such, that are fun.
Hold on a second. I'm going to push pause, and I'm going to get you that episode number. And we're back. So I did a little bit of research, mainly going into our website and doing a quick search, research, and it is episode number 28.
So see episode number 28 for, more in-depth what to do with your kids in line.
Yeah. Thing. It's what you can do to pass the time while waiting in line at Disneyland, and that's at gomousescouts.com/028. So... Now, once you get them in the show, especially if you have little ones, they're like fidgety and they want to be up and down out of your lap, up and down out of the chair, going back and forth between parents and stuff. And I mean, that kind of thing can be distracting, to other people who are watching the show as well. Depending on what kind of show it is, first off. I mean, I think at this point we're kind of assuming that it's one of the theater shows.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you do?
Well, if it's a theater that allows snacks inside, that's a good time for a snack. If it's a longer show and you have a smaller child, like the Frozen show is like over half an hour long, I think. And you have to kind of decide whether this is something that you can do right now, or maybe you need to wait until your child's older. You could try going during nap time. Maybe they'll fall asleep in your lap. We've done that many times.
Right.
I would definitely recommend trying to sit near the aisle so that you can get out easily if your kid is just like not having it. Little toys to play with. We're talking about the babies and toddlers here. For the most part, I think preschooler and up would be interested.
Right.
The shows aren't too long. They typically, can sit through them, or they start getting bored like right near the end, and then you can pull out your bag of tricks for that. But, the littler ones, they're the ones who are like, what are we doing here? Why are we staying still?
Yeah, and you're going to want to make sure that like these little toys that you have don't make noise.
Oh, yes,
or even light up, because, I mean...
Very distracting in a theater.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm a little of two minds here with this because it's Disneyland. If people are coming to Disneyland and not expecting there to be small children everywhere, they are deluding themselves.
Right.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean that your kids have a license to just make everybody else around them miserable.
Yeah.
So, what you would do at a theater show at Disneyland is maybe a little different than what you would do if you took them, say to the movie theater in your hometown or something. If I were going to the movies, I would have a much higher expectation for not having disruptive children around than if I was going to Disneyland and going to see something there.
Okay. So at Disneyland and Disney parks in general, when it comes to this, there's generally a higher level of grace that people will give to parents with kids and stuff.
More tolerance.
Yeah.
Or if they don't, they should.
Right. And of course, do your best to try and keep them from being disruptive and stuff. Kids are going to be kids and this and that. And like Megan said, sit close to the aisle or the end of the row so that you can, take your stuff and exit if you need to. But other than that.
And I've certainly had to do that multiple times particularly when we've had babies. I don't know what it was, but, when we went to Disney World, when Jenny was about 6 months old, we tried going to the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor. She refused to sit through the show. She absolutely refused. I had to get up and take her outside. And, the rest of the family, this was a multi-generation trip. And so everybody else stayed and watched the show. They didn't have to leave too. Only one person had to take the screaming baby out of the theater. Right. But, if you have little children and you are taking them to something like that, you do need to be prepared for the fact that you may very well have to miss it and take them outside. I missed a lot of things that trip.
Yeah. It's funny because there was like this weird thing with Ginny and La Cellier restaurant.
The steakhouse. Yeah. La Cellier Steakhouse in
Epcot.
In the Canada Pavilion at Epcot. I don't know what it was. Like every time I took her outside, she was fine. But as soon as we went back into the restaurant, she started screaming bloody murder. And so, I got to enjoy my appetizer. And then I got to sit outside the rest of the time while everybody else ate.
Now, didn't I come out and then you went back in or something to eat, or did we end up?
No, my food ended up coming out in a box.
Oh.
Yeah, that was.
You ate it in the.
Because she didn't want to have anything to do with you either, so.
That's true. Yeah.
It's just, you have to be prepared for that as a parent. You can't inflict your kids' bad moods on everybody else around you.
Right.
And, sometimes being a parent means missing out on stuff like an amazing steak dinner while it's still hot.
No, wait, what is that saying again?
What saying?
The one who cooks the food never gets a hot meal or something like what is it?
That. I don't know.
Oh man. Yeah.
That is definitely true around this house.
So now what about when you're waiting for parades? You stake out your spot and first of all, Disneyland has recently changed their rules in that you can't wait for parades hours beforehand.
Oh, thank goodness.
Which, yeah, certainly. But, once they start putting up the ropes and sectioning areas off is whenever you can go, stake out places and stuff like that. But what are some of the things that you've done to help our kids get ready for the parade and stuff and still stay with us and stuff? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We particularly enjoy the afternoon parades. We don't tend to stay for the nighttime parades. Those are harder for all of us, but,
right.
And they tend to be a whole lot more crowded. They're so crowded,
right?
So I'm thinking about the Mickey Sensational Parade and the Pixar Play Parade, which usually take place at 3 or 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And so our kids are usually about ready to eat another snack or even dinner if it's late enough at that point. So it's a good time to sit down and break out the food, and that'll keep them occupied for a good little while. But they're also usually ready for some runaround time at that point because the cast members are already clearing, they're clearing the parade way. So you don't have as many people walking down. people are sitting all along the edges, so people aren't just, crossing back and forth. There will typically be quite a few little kids that are out there just running back and forth across the, the parade path.
Right.
And
they've
it's
cleared like all the vehicles and stuff at that point, and
it's a chance for them to run around a little. Our kids have often found, they join in a tag game, and so they're playing tag with other kids that they're never going to see again, but that's what kids do. They make friends anywhere.
Yeah.
They dance to music that's playing, or they, for the Pixar Play Parade, they'll actually come and teach you this dance that they do during the parade. And so the kids enjoy that part too. Mostly they just sort of run around though. And we give them boundaries. Doesn't mean they always stay in the boundaries. In which case, you have to get up and go retrieve them. But the older ones are good about staying in the boundaries. Say, okay, don't go past this bench or that tree. And then they're good.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So that pretty much about does it for going to the different shows at Disneyland with your kids. We'd love to hear what you guys think. So if you would like to join in the conversation, we'd love to have you guys join us in our Facebook group, and you can find that we've created a link that you can visit. If you go to gomouthscouts.com/Facebook, it'll take you right there. You'll be able to join up. And we have, what is it, about, I think 104 members right now. And, there's fun things going on and fun conversations taking place there. Not even just when it comes to visiting Disneyland with kids, but, just geeking out over Disney, sharing pictures and different ideas. And you can even come in and share your own tips and stuff like that as well. So come join us. We'd love to interact with you there. And if you would like to email us, you can drop us a line at fun@gomouthscouts.com if you have any questions that you would like us to tackle on the show or anything like that. And even, on our Friday episodes where we have Kit come in, if you have something you'd like him to talk about, because kids certainly do have quite the unique perspective on life, So thank you guys so much for listening. We love to interact with you online. We will see you guys in the next episode. Take care. I should stop rambling. So, I don't know. You want to take this part, I guess? My name is Kris.
And I'm Megan.
And I just messed up the intro again, didn't I?
Did you? I wasn't listening.
I left stuff out. Hold on.
Testing 98. Papa, what's it?